It's time for another Dice Tower review from Gamers Remorse.
Hello and welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we're taking a look at Star Trek 5-Year Mission, currently out by Mayfair Games. This game's pretty exciting. Let's take a look at it.
Star Trek 5-Year Mission is a dice roller cooperative game for 3 to 7 players and takes about 45 minutes to play. In 5-Year Mission, each player is a member of the Star Trek Enterprise, original or next generation, your choice. Your mission? To boldly go. Actually, your objective in the game is to gain a certain rank in game by undergoing Star Trek missions, which were episodes from the Star Trek series. Do you battle Romulans, make peace with Klingons, eradicate those troublesome tribbles? You really choose in this game. The game is set up as shown with a game board depicting the USS Enterprise from the original series or next generation on the reverse side. Each player chooses a crewmate, and the crewmates each have special abilities. Captain Kirk can re-roll all dice of one color. Sulu can flip an alert card and choose another alert card instead. And Bones can heal injuries. Crewmates are shuffled and randomly dealt to each player. Each player is given 2 red, 2 blue, and 1 yellow dice. The damage marker is placed on the start damage location on the Enterprise, and 1 yellow, 1 blue, and 1 red die are placed on the USS Enterprise in the dice pool. Now the fun begins. The player with the highest ranked crewmate, usually the captain, begins. Players draw an alert card from the blue, yellow, or red alert decks. Once the card is revealed, the effects take place. The crew member replenishes their dice, up to 5, and then rolls their dice, placing them into their action pool on their crew mat. The crew member now attempts to use their dice roll to resolve the events, paying attention to existing conditions to each card. Players can partially resolve a card and leave it that way for a fellow crewmate to help resolve, or they can complete it themselves. Some of these card effects include urgent events, when a timer is employed and must be completed in the time allotted or the mission fails. 5 failed missions and the game ends. Other effects include a prime directive, where the prime directive must be completed prior to any other events. Yellow alert cards that cause a yellow alert card to be flipped automatically, and red alerts that cause a red alert card to be flipped automatically. In some cases, it is possible to draw a blue alert, which causes a yellow alert, which causes a red alert, which can be crucial when you can only ever have 3 of each alert on the table. Should a 4th appear, the oldest of those missions fail. The game ends when the players reach their goal of victory points, fail 5 missions, and Starfleet calls you home, or when the USS Enterprise is destroyed from too much damage on the damage tracker marker. The end. Da-na-na-na-na. Wait, wrong song.
Let's go ahead and start reviewing Star Trek 5-Year Mission. I guess I can go ahead and start off with gameplay.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's a dice roller game, right? Roll for It, if you're familiar with that game, it's pretty much that, except for it's cooperative. And there's also a lot of other things that come out of it. And Roll for It, you're purely rolling dice and you're matching it with, what you rolled for, which is a lot of fun, arguably. Yeah. But this game takes it one step further. Now each thing you're rolling for has special effects, right? Maybe when you first reveal the card, you have an action that occurs. Your ship gets damaged, or you're no longer able to talk to each other, things like that. But also, once you gain the card, you now gain a special ability as well, which is just really fun. Yeah. You can start modifying your die values and what have you. I really enjoyed this game, particularly those elements to it. Mm-hmm. At first, I was like, another die roller. Okay, that's okay, but it really added a lot to it, and the theme was well integrated in the mechanics as well. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. The gameplay I thought went really well. I liked the way that as you complete the missions, you get rewards for completing said missions. I thought that was a really fun twist. Mm-hmm. But then also, the way it was very thematic. The missions relate to episodes from Star Trek, which if you grew up with the show or if you just really enjoyed watching it, like that'll, I think, help you kind of buy into the game more. than people who they're just kind of like, all right, I need a blue 5 and a red yellow. So it kind of adds a bit more depth to the game in that regard. But then one of the things I really liked was the different tiers of the missions, and how some of the missions would unlock an additional mission from a harder, more difficult tier. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to try to balance what you focus on. And but I thought it was well.
Yeah, also the crew abilities added a lot of value too, because there was a cohesiveness between the team. We really depended on Bones to heal us. Otherwise, we're getting injuries and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
The captain has the awesome ability of re-rolling all of his die, so that was, momentous. Spock was kind of lame, but I think that was just because I didn't have the right die. He was able to, place his die in other places. Get the game, check it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to look and feel. What did you think?
Yeah, we got a chance actually to talk to the designer at Gen Con about the game, and he mentioned that as he was working on it, they actually got to open the vault of all Star Trek imagery. So they actually have images from the shows and marketing stills, as well as actual frames from the footage, which really, I think, enhanced it as well. I just thought that looked really cool. And it wasn't like a mix of cartooniness and reality. It was just all live action shots. So it was a very cohesive imagery. And then the icons were very easy to understand. There's a great help guide on the back of the rule book that you can just throw out on the table for people who need it. But really, very early on, it gets to the point where you don't even need to look at that. Everything makes fantastic sense. What do you think?
Yeah, overall, it has that same look and feel as the show. So that was fun to see. And it almost has a retro feel to the card layout as well.
Yep.
Overall, the pacing, I think it went pretty well because you're really excited to see what other players are doing and how that affects you. So a lot of it is, the pacing, maybe one person's doing all the work at any one given time, but you're very interested because it is cooperative.
Yeah.
So I think that worked out really well for it. I think the pacing worked out well.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. And then there are some missions that are timed. And so, you flip over the timer and then it's, we need to focus on this mission. There are prime directives, which we can't do anything else until we have finished a prime directive. Sometimes you have a timed mission and then a prime directive comes up. And so I just thought that was really cool. And so sometimes it forces you to try to play quicker, which is my general play style anyway. So I was just like, this is great. I'm not waiting for people.
Right.
But I thought it paced very well. It was well done in that regard.
What's the next one?
Theme.
I know you just told me. I grabbed my phone. Anyway, theme overall was, it's Star Trek, right? That's almost as good as Star Wars. No hating.
Oh
in the
man,
comments.
you
I know.
just got 10 thumbs down.
Probably.
But 5 thumbs ups. So
yeah, it balances out. It's Star Trek. What's not to love, That's Americana through and through. So, yeah, great theme. And as we said before, the mechanics work so well with the theme that there's, home run.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right.
So how about the ease to learn? You were the one who taught me, so you had to read the rule book. How was it?
So in the beginning it was a bit daunting. It's a bit larger of a rule book, but it was a good read, It wasn't too bad. Things were laid out very well. The back was a huge help as well. I don't know if you can see that. Zoom in, whoever's editing it. But it has, this handy dandy list of, all right, here's the sequence you take on your turn, and then here's what each of the icons mean. At first I was like, oh, there's a lot of icons going on here, but they're all easily printed and in huge font, so you could read them across the table if you needed to. So yeah, ease of learn I think was pretty simple. I taught you in about 4 minutes or less, basically. It means a couple of things came up here and there, but easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. As learning the game, you're like, details, ignore those. I'll explain the pictures when they come up. And that helps because otherwise I would have forgotten by the time they came up.
Right.
But then it's just like, oh, what does this do? And it's cooperative, so it doesn't hurt you to explain that. So I thought that was really clever and well done.
Yeah.
And then for replayability, I thought it's very replayable.
Oh, yeah.
It's a game that I could see, my game group. I know a lot of them love Star Trek. So I could just be like, hey guys, boom, Star Trek. And they'd be like, more. But then you set a tier. So you have ensign, lieutenant commander, commander, captain, and admiral. So you say, we're going to play to this, and then you either succeed or you fail. And if you succeed, it's, let's raise the bar and start over. And if you fail, it's, let's do that again.
Yeah,
Unless you're me, and when it's, let's raise the bar anyways.
Let's keep going. Yeah, I would completely agree. So I actually took this game from Gen Con back to my game group, and they have pretty much asked for it every day since then. Occasionally I'm like, oh, let's play something else. Nope, vetoed every time. We go right to this game. So, I mean, that says something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a space dog in the background.
There is. The Enterprise is barking, folks.
Those trebles.
All right. So, yeah, overall, this game should be out soon.
Yeah.
I don't remember the date or time, but...
Supposedly it's on Cool Stuff Inc., if my research is correct.
There you go. I guess it's out now. So check it out, folks. We also have an interview over on our other channel, link below. Check it out. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.